Hello, I'm Ashley with Winging It with Ash. Welcome to my channel. I am an American who recently has moved to Wales and is super excited about learning as much about the Welsh culture while I'm here. And one of the top requested videos that you all have had for me is to go to St. Fagans History Museum. And that's what I decided to do today. I am so excited to learn more about the culture and the history of Wales and share it with all of you. Let's start out by telling you a little bit about this museum. In 1948, St. Fagans opened, and over the years they've moved over 40 different buildings from all across Wales to this 100 acres of land so that you can explore and learn about the different buildings, architecture, and culture throughout the years. I cannot wait to go inside and explore some of these buildings. To start my day out, I thought I'd come to the most iconic, or at least I think it's the most iconic, building here at St. Fagans. This is the St. Fagans Castle. It was built, I think, in 1580. That's freaking old. 1580, and this is one of the only buildings that is currently on the grounds that was never transported. This was the original building, the original gardens that have been here forever, and then it was donated so that they can use this 100 acres to build an amazing museum. I'm pretty sure I can go inside. I'm super excited to see. I keep saying I'm super excited, but I am really excited. I love this kind of thing. I love learning history. Before I head in, I had one other thing to say that might be obvious to you all. The museum is called St. Fagans. The reason being is this original building is St. Fagans Castle. Now, I believe this is a manor house. I don't understand why it can be called a castle. So if you know, could you please put in the comments below what the difference is between a castle and a manor house, and can manor houses be called castles and vice versa? I don't know, and I need your help. So let me know in the comments below. Okay, I'm headed inside. Alright, now I am at Kenningston Farm, which is in the museum. Originally it was not built here, it was built in 1850 somewhere else in Wales. I think like maybe it's somewhere in South Wales, I believe. But what they did was in 2012 take this building from its original place and re-erect it here at the museum so that they can keep the culture alive and show people what originally it looked like. I'm really looking forward to going inside. You can check it out. Let's see what an 1850s farm would look like. I don't even know. Hey.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Look at the size of this doorway. It's so tiny. Like, even I have to duck to get into the doorway. The sun is out, but it's also raining at the same time. This is so Wales right now. Okay, the farmhouse was awesome. There are people inside that tell you information, which is amazing. The guy was so friendly, and he was just talking about how the culture of Wales, like how it's been growing in the last couple of years. People have become so much more prideful about Wales, the Welsh language, the things that you can do here in Wales. And I love that. I love hearing that a country's people has pride in their country. I think that that's so important. The farmhouse was awesome, and now I'm headed to the next building that I can find. This little cottage behind me is from the north of Wales. The large stones that the house is made out of was a natural resource that they could easily find in the north of Wales, as well as the slate that was used for the roof. The guide inside here was telling me that the farmer who owned this house worked at one of the slate quarries, so he was able to get the resources. Whereas like slate was very expensive back then because it was an export being sent all around the world. The family that lived in this house had 6 children. Inside, it's only a one room house. There's a bed on the right side, a bed on the left side, and then a loft where all the 6 children stayed. In my opinion, one of the things that makes this museum, St. Fagans, so incredibly special and magical in a way is that each one of these buildings, they have a story. They're from a family, like a family lived in them, or people worked in these buildings. Like, they're not just fabrications, like examples of buildings that people used to live in and work in. They're actual buildings that people used to live in and work in. Like, they have stories. They have, like, things happen inside them. I think that's absolutely incredible, and it just makes it so much more special than just being a random building that was built.
And you would come in, you would not serve yourself, you would be served by somebody.
Yeah.
Who would, in this bit, you would place your order on a list.
Okay.
You could have it delivered. You could settle up at the end of the month instead of the end of the day.
Yeah, so
And
much
all
trust
sorts of
back
things.
then.
Yeah.
So nice. They probably all knew each other.
Yeah,
in the
but
town.
yes, it would have been a very small community.
Yeah.
And very difficult to get to. Thank you, bye-bye. Very difficult to get into the next community to do any other shopping.
I moved a bit forward in time. Behind me you can see a 1920s shop, pretty much a one-stop shop. Inside there are examples of different things you can purchase. It has everything, things for your household, groceries, whatever you need you can find in that shop. But to the side of it, they actually have a shop that you can go into and purchase items that nowadays what we would want or desire, kind of candies, different Welsh things, and different things that are made here in Wales. So kind of a fun example of the two different eras, like what we would want to purchase and what people purchased back in the 1920s. About to head into this woolen mill right here that was originally built in 1760, but is actually a still running mill to this day. They're still making woolen products. I learned that in the 1880s, rearing sheep here, it was one of the top industries because the Welsh hills, how wet they were, it was better for having sheep on them and doing wool, creating wool, making woolen products than farming the land itself because it was just too stinking wet. am going to call it a day. The sun is going to start to set and I need to get back home with public transportation. St. Fagans, this museum I would highly recommend to visit. I have had such a good day going into the different buildings, learning so much about Wales, the culture, and like natural resources around here. Seeing all the houses and what they're built with really helped with that. There are 40 buildings. You can't go into all of them, and this museum also has a gallery that you can go to learn more about the culture here in Wales. It is free to get into this museum, which is incredible. All the national museums in Wales are free. You just have to, because of COVID, get tickets ahead of time. They're free. You just have to be able to prove that you have said you're going to be here. It has been an incredible day. It's an easy trek from Cardiff if you're interested in coming to St. Fagans. And thank you so much to everyone who has suggested me to come here and any other suggestions that you've had of videos. If you have any suggestions that you haven't told me, put it down in the comments below and I will try and make a video and yeah, be adventurous and try new things and other things and share it with you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Definitely check out my Instagram. Thank you so much to the patrons that I have of this channel who made this possible. If you're interested in being a Patreon, definitely check that out as well. I'm trying to get 250 patrons. I'm on my way. I just need a few more. Have a great day and I'll see you later. Where's that puppy barking from? Hey, little pupper. Do you have a family? I have no idea. He's all alone on the other side of this. I'm kind of like on a pillar thing. Oh, she's there. I was like, where did that pup come from?